Xia Baolong slams U.S. trade policies and asks Hongkongers and local businesses to support SAR's development and national interests. Hong Kong records its hottest day of the year so far, with the mercury soaring above 36 degrees Celsius in parts of Sheung Shui. And a review by the Consumer Council reveals that over 90% of travel insurance plans offer fewer benefits to senior citizens and children, despite charging higher premiums. Good evening. You are watching Cable News. I'm Evelyn Bai. Today marks the 10th National Security Education Day in Hong Kong. Xia Baolong, Beijing's top official overseeing SAR affairs, criticized U.S. trade policies, calling the tariff hikes extremely arrogant and shameless. He also urged businesses to support the SAR's development and warn against compromising national interests. Jeremy Zhu reports.
Delivering a keynote speech via video at the opening ceremony of the National Security Education Day, Director of the Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office, Xia Baolong, accused the U.S. of targeting Hong Kong with sanctions and excessive tariffs. The U.S. isn't after our tariffs, it is after our very survival, he said, emphasizing that external interference would only backfire. The director called for unity in the city, urging all sectors to stand firm on national sovereignty. He reminded the public of the 2019 protests as a cautionary lesson and stressed the chief executive and the government's significant duty to maintain social stability. Those who betray national interests at critical moments and cheer for hostile forces will find no acceptance among Hong Kong compatriots or the people nationwide. They will inevitably face consequences and be condemned by history. On matters of principle, we must remain clear-headed, he said. Despite U.S. pressure on China, Xia showed confidence in the SAR's business sector and encouraged business leaders to uphold patriotism and align their work with the city's and nation's development. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Chief Executive John Lee has condemned the United States for weaponizing trade, describing it as an act of hegemony. Meanwhile, Liaison Office Director Zhang Yanxiong warned that national security requires persistent vigilance, stating that appeasing bullies will never guarantee safety or progress. Bess Leung reports.
Delivering a speech on National Security Education Day, Lee marked 5 years since the implementation of the National Security Law and 1 year since the National Security Ordinance, emphasizing their roles in bringing stability and elevating Hong Kong's global standing. He accused Washington's recent moves, noting America's 21 domestic security laws while opposing Hong Kong's legislative efforts. The city chief also rejected the U.S.'s new 145% tariffs as absurd, given Hong Kong's zero tariff policy, vowing to challenge the measures at the World Trade Organization. Lee added that he believes amid risks and opportunities, Hong Kong's resilience and adaptability will help the city ride the waves again in the future. Speaking at the same event, Liaison Office Director Zhang Yanxiong stressed that safeguarding national security is an ongoing mission, warning that the city's greatest risk is forgetting the lessons of the 2019 turmoil. He urged the SAR to leverage its strengths, stating that development crumbles without security foundations, and called the city's prosperity a vital contribution to the nation's modernization. Bess Leung, Cable News.
Hongkongers endured sweltering conditions today as the mercury soared to 33 degrees Celsius at noon, the highest this year and the second hottest April day on record. The heat wave coincided with hazardous air pollution levels, with the Air Quality Health Index reaching high to serious this afternoon. While the observatory forecasts gradual improvement with shifting wind patterns, health experts are urging residents to monitor their well-being in coming days. Jeremy Zhu explains us to more.
The observatory issued a very hot weather warning at around 2 p.m., the earliest such alert ever recorded in a calendar year. Temperatures exceeded 34 degrees Celsius in Yunlong, Takuleng, and Kowloon City, with Sheung Shui baking at 36.3 degrees. How can it be this hot, said this man. I've lived here for so many years, but this year's weather is insane. April alone feels like 4 seasons. Chilly mornings, boiling afternoons, then cold nights. As for the air quality, the observatory expects easterly winds tomorrow to gradually clear the haze, with air quality improving to moderate health risk levels. However, poor visibility may persist for days. Taking to the airwaves, family physician Lam Wing-ho noted that while cases of asthma and chronic lung disease have not spiked significantly in recent days, long-term exposure to airborne pollutants poses serious health risks, including cardiovascular damage. He urged the public, especially high-risk individuals, to wear high-quality masks for protection. Lam also noted that the air conditions get worse between 6 to 8 p.m., reminding residents to avoid going out during this period. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Bracing for mercury spikes, residents who are considering to get a new air conditioner may find this tip by the Consumer Council helpful. Check the energy efficiency indicators before buying a split-type air conditioner, because significant differences in performance were observed even among models with the same Grade 1 rating, which may affect your electricity bills. The Consumer Watchdog tested 12 models of 2-horsepower inverter split-type air conditioners, with prices ranging from $9,888 to $20,580. Among which 5 have dual-function heating and cooling systems, and the remaining are cooling-only models. Apart from checking the Grade 1 energy labels, 2 seasonal performance factor indicators can also be referred to when considering a new air conditioner. These include the cooling seasonal performance factor and heating seasonal performance factor. The higher the values of these 2 indicators, the greater the cooling or heating energy efficiency, which means lower electricity consumption.
This time, findings, the maximum, difference can be about 27% and 10% respectively for cooling and also heating. So you have to look into, the CSPF factor.
The Council estimates that the annual cost for cooling electricity can vary by around $400 between the most and the least energy-efficient air conditioners. In addition, Wong reminded customers to pay attention to after-sales services.
You have to really look into the maintenance and warranty support because at this time, what we found is 7 models only offer the full machine's warranty only for 1 year. The other, some may provide, up to 3 years. And also, if you want to renew the maintenance, even one model, they will not provide such a renewal service.
Meanwhile, with the Easter travel peak approaching, family trip-goers should pay attention when they shop for travel protections, as the Consumer Council found that 90% of the single-trip travel insurance plans under examination charge the same premiums for elderly and child policyholders as adults, yet offer them lower compensation. Jeremy Zhu tells us more.
The survey has examined 27 single-trip travel insurance plans offered by 11 insurance companies. Results show that premiums for a 7-day Asian trip ranged from $145 to $509, while a 14-day global trip costs between $241 and $859. Regarding age-based pricing, Zurich Insurance charges policyholders aged 76 or above 27 to 36% higher premiums. Other plans, while keeping premiums similar to adults, reduce coverage for seniors and children. 22 plans imposed lower limits. 11 plans slashed medical and accident compensation for those over 70 to a mere 25% to 50% of adult levels. Ping An imposed the most restrictions, capping medical, accident, baggage delay, and trip cancellation claims at just half the adult amount. The watchdog compared Asian 7-day plans under $200 and found Zurich's Easy Plan excluded more items when it comes to delays and lost belongings. Meanwhile, with recent safety concerns in Southeast Asia, it was found that only Generali's plan included kidnap and ransom protection, offering up to $500 per incident per day, capped at $15,000. The council's chief executive Gilly Wong noted that insurance products are based on risk data, with standard travel policies covering medical, accidents, delays, and lost items. Those seeking personal safety coverage should verify clauses beforehand, she added. The council urged consumers to compare policies thoroughly, ensuring terms meet their needs, not just opting for the cheapest premium. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
In a move to escalate trade tensions further, the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump is planning to impose tariffs on pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. Taking note of President Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam, Trump said bilateral ties between Beijing and Hanoi were intended to hurt the U.S. Sachin Kadri reports.
The confusion on tariffs continues as President Trump exempted smartphones, laptops, and other gadgets from reciprocal levies. However, the U.S. president is going forward with plans to impose duties on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals.
We don't make our own drugs, our own pharmaceuticals. We don't make our own drugs anymore. The drug companies are in Ireland and they're in lots of other places, China. And all I have to do is impose a tariff. The more, the faster they move in. The higher the tariff, it's very simple. It's inversely proportional. The higher the tariff, the faster they come. And yeah, we're going to be doing that. That's going to be like we have on cars. We have, as you know, a 25% tariff on cars. We have a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. And that's what that category fits right now.
Commenting on President Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam, where many Chinese firms have moved production to avoid the tariffs, Trump said the aim of deepening of economic ties between the two countries was to screw America.
We lost with China over the Biden years trillions of dollars on trade, trillions of dollars. And he let them fleece us. And we can't do that anymore. And you know what? I don't blame China at all. I don't blame President Xi. I like him. He likes me. I mean, you know, who knows? Who the hell cares?
Do you have any updates on talks
But you know
with
what?
China?
What?
Do you have any updates with talks with China?
No, let me just tell you this. I don't blame China. I don't blame Vietnam. I see their meeting today. Is that wonderful? That's a lovely meeting. They're meeting, like trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America.
Xi and Trump have not spoken to each other since earlier this year, and as the tariff showdown between the world's two largest economies continues, Trump said he's ready to negotiate and is waiting for a call from Beijing. Sachin Katwi, Cable News.
The U.S.-China trade war has now taken to the skies after Beijing reportedly asked all mainland airlines not to take deliveries of any aircraft from Boeing. The suspension also applies to aircraft-related equipment and parts from U.S. companies, though it is not known which mainland airlines have ordered aircraft from the U.S. plane maker. But the impact of delaying the deliveries will be felt by both sides. Paperwork and payments for the orders may have been completed before April 12, when China announced 125% tariff on all imports from the U.S. The mainland's Civil Aviation Administration is yet to respond on the matter, but the government is considering providing assistance to the carriers which are affected. Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 48 points. Top ADX stocks of the day. Checker Fund was up 4 cents. Tencent was up $2. BYD was down 60 cents and Meituan was up 90 cents. Foreign exchange against the Hong Kong dollar. Canadian dollar 5.58, Australian dollar 4.93. Onto the weather now. It will be warm tomorrow with a maximum temperature of 29 degrees. The haze will persist for the following couple of days before it gets humid in latter parts of the week. Isolated shower on Friday. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our news tonight. I'm Evelyn Bai. Thanks for watching and good night.